Industry trends. Colorado. So 4 years ago, Colorado was about a $300 million medical-only market. The first year they developed adult use, it jumped, I think, to almost 600 million. Then it jumped to $1 billion. Then it jumped to 1.2. This year they're on target, they think, for about 1.5. But what you've seen is the flower market, 4 years ago was 90% or 95%. This last year, I believe, pre-rolls and flower made up about 61% of the marketplace. Well, we grew from 300 plus million to $1.5 billion in size. So you're not seeing the people that use flower, and that's their choice for delivery, change their mind. If they've been smoking all their life, they have the strains they like, they're going to continue to probably smoke. But you're finding a brand new market evolving from people that are honest. It was never legal in my state. I was afraid to try it out. I've always been curious. I'm over 21, and let's go buy a brownie and see what happens. So my only experience with cannabis is a brownie. About 6 months ago with my wife, we bought 2 Zooks brownies. Up to that point, we've neither one ever used cannabis. I had asthma as a kid, still do. First time I stole a cigarette, I was in the hospital for like 3 days, so smoking was definitely not in my future. I remember sitting with my smart friends in high school, and they're getting their little baggie and getting the sticks and stems and seeds out, or they'd roll one and the seed would be in there and pop on them. And, it was really interesting to watch this industry evolve. But I don't have any direct experience. All I have is just anecdotal experience as far as use. The brownie did nothing for me. My wife said she had strange dreams. She didn't wake me up, so I didn't know about it. So what we've seen is flower remain very much on the forefront, but we're seeing oils and oil-related sales catch up. So behind that, typically a vape or a vapable material, so a vape cartridge, shatters and waxes. You're looking at topicals, tinctures, sublinguals. There are just a number of delivery mechanisms for the product. So in your state, I believe, as I recall, because I slept and I may have forgotten, you pretty much are allowing everything. Unlike Ohio, who allows flower, you can buy flower in Ohio once they say who's won. Guess what? You can't smoke it. The rules are very clear. You can go buy flower from a dispensary, but you're not allowed by law to smoke it. I guess you're going to bake brownies like they used to do in the old days. So a lot of these rules and regulations seem to have some inconsistencies, but I expect by the time Ohio launches and gets everything under order, likely they'll match and shoot to what they've got going on. So we see as a big trend towards oils, but in your existing marketplace of people that have been using it for a long time, no big shifts there right now. They're always curious about a new strain, the new value of a new strain. I remember seeing a cat piss romulan 3 or 4 years ago, and they told me it's a combination of cat piss and romulan. And it smelled just like cat piss. It didn't last in our dispensary very long. It was not very popular. But you're going to have to, as people getting into this industry, you're going to have to also establish limitations. So our advice for a cultivator, even if you just have the 50 flower, 150 immature plants as a dispensary, on that side, pick a couple of strains that nobody else has, be unusual, find one that's low THC, high CBD, find something that'll put you on the couch, but really focus on something that will set you apart. For the larger growers, probably 10, 12, 14 strains that kind of go from a low CBD to a high CBD, from a high THC to a low THC. There are a number of great strains out there. I don't remember the state giving any guidance on how they show up in your facility once you're approved. I know Pennsylvania said we have a 30-day policy once you're approved for operations. We're just going to assume the material's going to show up. So most states kind of do turn a blind eye to how those plants show up, because technically here in Arkansas they're illegal. Now it's not you all don't have good pot here, it's just that it's illegal, it's black market. So you'll find strains from people that are growing locally, you'll find strains from people showing up in Colorado and going to various dispensaries and buying the strains they want, and somehow they show up here in Arkansas. So there are any number of ways you're going to find acquired strains, but the overall decision you have to make is, what am I going to do with my oils market? Am I going to keep it simple? Am I going to go to a vape only, and maybe a shatter, maybe a wax, maybe an oil stick? Or do I spend more money in processing, and do I have a gummy? Do I have a sweet? Do I have a savory? And it's a part of the branding and the mix of products that you're going to have to decide what you're going to pursue as you're one of the lucky 5 or 32 here in the state. So part of what you should be doing today is doing a lot of research on what you think your brand's going to stand for. And I would caution, there's a great company called Dixie Elixirs. You got 150 SKUs. They sell doggy treats. Man, they have some of the best chocolates out there, the little bonbons. I've heard they're wonderful. But they have so many things that I don't think they're aligning themselves to focus on 1 or 2 or 4 things best. So go to Colorado, it'll be the Incredibles guys, and their chocolates are the best. Go to the drink market, it'll be Keith Cola, and their brands will be the best. So you have a lot of brands that have established themselves. Wana gummies right now are the rage in Colorado. Zoots has great sweets and savories, brownies, cookies, etc. So there are so many people, the industry is so fragmented. Here you're going to have to figure out what that means to you. And how many products am I going to carry? And how is that market going to evolve for me? And what am I going to be able to sell into?